Being a child of the 80s, you better believe I'm a fan of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And while it might not be my favorite slasher franchise, Freddy definitely has a reserved space in my cold black heart. Like many of you, I was quite disappointed with the 2010 remake, but when I caught the teaser for a new fan film sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I was very, very excited. Well, it was released a while back online, and here's what I thought of it. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Dylan's New Nightmare, an Elm Street fan film, is new on YouTube, and you can watch it for free now. I'll provide the link for it down below. It's directed and written by Cecil Laird. Dylan's New Nightmare is a sequel to Wes Craven's meta reboot of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that dropped back in 1994, which itself was the precursor to the meta-commentary-laden Scream series. New Nightmare was done in a world not too different from our own, where Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund attempt to grow up and distance themselves from the Elm Street series. But Wes Craven himself writes them into a new script, which seems to pave the way for the original Freddy, who inspired the Elm Street creator to go on a rampage and haunt Heather's life again by tormenting her son Dylan, then played by a child actor Miko Hughes. In Dylan's New Nightmare, Miko Hughes returns as an adult Dylan who struggles with his acting career as well as increasingly terrifying nightmares with you-know-who lurking in the shadows. Most notable thing first, this Freddy looks great. I know there's going to be purists out there who think that there is no Freddy without Robert Englund behind the mask, but Dave McRae really nails it. Unfortunately, Jackie Earle Haley was trying to make a new version of Freddy with his take on the remake, and it didn't work because, well, it was a horrible movie, but also because it was too different from Robert Englund's take. The one in Dylan's New Nightmare is pretty much the same Freddy we got in New Nightmare, menacing, laughing, but not too goofy, which is where Englund himself took the character in the sequels. This Freddy is meticulous and conniving. The mask is sculpted to look a whole lot like Englund, and aside from bringing Englund back, this is the next best thing this short could have done. Director-writer Cecil Laird also smartly keeps the shots of Freddy's face quick and covers them in shadows, which definitely helps not only make him look menacing, but cover up any discrepancies between McRae's Freddy and Englund's. While this short is filmed on a fraction of the budget of even the most lo-fi Elm Street, Laird delivers some surreal and twisted imagery, with Freddy defying gravity and walking on the wall, and a retread of Freddy once again clawing his way through stretchy sheets. The Freddy in this one is the one we all fell in love with. The imagery he uses to get under the victim's skins in his dreams is bent and unsafe, with an edge that Freddy lost in the latter part of the franchise. It's not overly bloody, but there are definitely some very wrong and perverted things going on, giving Freddy a much more threatening feel. Miko Hughes is surprisingly good as Dylan, showing a lot of depth and emotional heft in the scenes where he opens up to his therapist about the past and tries out for a role in front of imposing casting agents. Much of the film centers on him, and he really handles top billing well. The story feels a little padded in spots between two effective dream sequences. The pace moves a bit slow for such a short film, and I would have rather had the film be a little shorter than have the occasional lag. There's a central sequence where Dylan is just driving that feels like it was there as a placeholder to make the film 30 minutes long. It features a metal song that has the same feel as Dawkins' Dream Warriors. I'm sure the placement has a lot to do with something promised in the Kickstarter to get this film funded, but the scene goes on too long. The first dream sequence really rocks, with lots of freaky stuff going on, warping reality around Dylan. The final sequence where Freddy emerges from Dylan's dream is a little weaker by comparison, and more like the latter appearances of Freddy in the franchise. There's a decent final kill, and of course, a quip from Freddy, but I preferred the much more inspired first sequence over the way the whole short wrapped up. There's a promise for more from this team, expanding on Dylan's role and even hinting that Heather Langenkamp might be making an appearance. That said, I'll bet that won't happen since there are rumblings of a new Elm Street in the works and more rumors that both England and Langenkamp might come back for one last nightmare. If that's true, I'm cool with that. But Dylan's New Nightmare is a magnificent short, reminding us all why we loved Freddy so much in the first place.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're doomed. Live the life that you are meant to be. Live inside that reality.